Hi, my name is Cherie Schessel, and I am the director of our Accelerator program here at UCEazy, and we serve students in grades 8th, 9th, and 10th. And joined with me are two fantastic people from our writing team. Jen, would you start with introductions?
Sure. Hi, my name is Jen Brookover. I am the director of the college essay writing program for UCEazy. I'm also a writing coach, and I'm also a counselor for UCEazy as well.
And hi, I'm Gail Collins. I am a writing coach for grades 8 through 11, and I'm also a college counselor with UCEazy.
I am so thrilled to be with you guys. First, and most importantly, because we all know as college admissions experts how important college essays are in the process of applying to college. And a lot of parents don't realize that they really need to start thinking about college essays before the senior year. And actually, our very strong suggestion is starting in 9th grade. Jen, will you talk a little bit about why we feel and believe that 9th grade is a great place to start?
The biggest piece with the college essays is it's usually personal. They want to get to know about you, and you need to do some self-identity and figure that out. And so when we start with you at younger grades, one, it takes the pressure off. You don't have as much of that stress with the college applications and that timeline of that pressure, and you have time to develop your story. And that's what we're trying to get you to do. You don't have to be the strongest writer. We will help you get to where you need to be with writing, but we want you to be able to tell your story and tell your story well, that when they read that essay, they remember it and they're like, wow. And that takes time. So I feel that confidence can be built and grown from a younger age into senior year, so that you've been preparing for this in all different aspects and ways of working with a writing coach. So when you get to those essays, you're like, oh, I already did a prompt similar to that. I already know how I think about that. I'm feeling pretty good about that. So the sooner, the better, and what works for you in your schedule, of course.
That leads me to a second really important question that I hear a lot from families. Like, is the writing program just about the college essay, or really, how does that contribute to kind of the college admissions journey if we're thinking about a kiddo starting in 9th grade? Gail, since you work on both the counseling and writing end, how do you see it supporting the college admissions journey starting so early?
Well, one of the key components of learning to write a narrative about yourself is reflecting on your own experiences. As a writing coach, I'm asking students to think about their community service events, their maybe a job that they have that they work part-time, an assignment that they particularly struggled with in an academic forum. And we want our writing coaching to go hand in hand with the work that the counselors are doing. So, for example, as students are brainstorming with their counselor about what summer activities they may want to do, whether it be an internship or a job shadow or an academic placement, we as writing coaches can work on as they've been making those decisions, their evaluation of those decisions, of the different programs, and why they're a great fit for that program. And in developing how do they express their passion and interest for those programs as they formulate their statements and applications for those summer programs.
Gosh, that is so well said. And one of the things that I've heard from our career pathway leads in computer science and in engineering, those top tier programs and schools want students to know the why. So if you don't know the why in 12th grade, you are not going to gain admissions to these top programs, no matter what your resume looks like. So we're really helping students develop that why, it sounds like, from an early age. This is one of the classic questions that I get from families. My child's in honors English or AP English. They don't need an essay writing program. Can you answer that, Jen?
I can. So as a former honors AP English teacher, I know that this is a whole different kind of writing. We did not do this type of writing in English classes. And, I taught from, middle school up to 12th grade, all different levels. And even that personal narrative writing, we did mostly, I think, in middle school, maybe a little bit in 9th grade. But when you're going through high school, you're working on the research paper and your thesis and literary analysis and persuasive papers and those types of things. It's rare that you're doing, unless it's a creative writing class, you're not doing much soul searching and that identity type of piece.
Gail, we do have very busy 8th, 9th, and 10th graders, in the, Bay Area and in competitive areas that we serve students, which is all across the United States. And I get a comment, isn't meeting twice a month with a writing coach too much or overkill? What would you respond to for that one?
Well, unfortunately, writing is one of those skills where you don't improve unless you practice. And I would liken it to learning a musical instrument for the first time. That daily practice is super important. And not that they need to meet, daily with their coach, but I think that writing reinforcement really comes and you strengthens your skills over time by with that repetition. I think also we're dealing with students who are really just getting to know themselves, who they are as people, what they want, what their dreams are, what they're passionate about, and really coming to grips with that why. Why do I want to go and study engineering? Why do I want to be a computer scientist? And as they grow and change, their skill levels grow and change right along with them. And I think you can't spend too much time writing. It's a neglected skill in schools because we do have crowded classrooms and teachers are overwhelmed. And so I think dedicating that time, developing yourself, developing your voice is really critical to this process.
How much time typically in our writing program are students spending in between sessions with the writing coach?
So when we do the writing assignments, we're tailoring it to the student's needs. So obviously we're working with them. I always, and I know all my coaches are doing this and counselors are doing this. We're talking about, the fact of like what's going on in your life and what's going on in school. So my deadline is a soft deadline. I just need that essay that you're working on before I meet with you so that I can look it over. If worst comes to worst, talk to me and we'll move it to the next meeting. So if there's not a set, like a number of assignments that they're working on between each meeting, that's going to change and differentiate between each student. However, they, going back to what Gail was saying, they are going to spend some time in between each one. So it depends on their level of writing. It depends on their interest in writing. So let's be honest, my one student who absolutely, she adores writing. She can't wait to like just write and write and write. I had to cut her off and say, nope, we got to stop at 500 words because I'm getting you ready for college essays. And then there's others where it's like, it's pulling teeth. So I try to give them topics of things they actually want to write about and writing about themselves, but things they're interested in. So again, it's how much time that you need to develop that. And it might be the prompt too. You might need to work on this one a little bit longer, do some more soul searching brainstorming for that. But we are here to work with you and we're flexible in that. We don't want this to become a chore. I joke around with my students. I don't want them to be like, ugh, I got to meet with Jen. I don't want that. I don't want this to be like another pressure stressor on them. This should be like, oh, I'm meeting with Jen, not that it's like, yay, I'm meeting with Jen. I want them in the middle, like lukewarm about it, like kind of in the middle. And then that way, we're making it light. We're talking about things that maybe they want to write about. If you don't like this prompt, what do you want to write about? So we're very flexible and creative, and I can speak about all the coaches in the program for that too.
Gosh, I learned so much, and hopefully our parents and students did as well, with two writing coaches, our writing director, Jen, but also both of you guys serve on the counseling end as well. So integrating really what we do in counseling and what you all do and are experts in with the writing piece. So I really appreciate your time, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.